It has 43 lakh of happy customers. It was also India's #1 car for 16 years. And it is also one of the most popular choices for first-time car buyers. We are talking about the new Alto K10, and we are here at the National Media Drive, and we're going to find out what the new K10 is all about. Now we threw some numbers at you, and the reason for that is it just shows you the daunting task the brand new Alto K10 has. Now the segment itself, yes, the entry-level hatchback class is shrinking, but it's not because people are not buying cars, but of the lack of options, and that's the reason why Maruti Suzuki has taken out the new K10. Well, first and foremost, it is brand new from all angles. So it's based on the brand new hard-tech platform like its other hatchback siblings. What that translates into is it is lighter, it is safer, it is more stable, and believe it or not, even a better handler. Hello and welcome to Express Drives, and today we have the brand new Alto K10 with us. Now let's straight away get into the design. It does look familiar, doesn't it? Well, of course it does, because it has taken styling cues from the Celerio. But if you take a closer look here, the brand new honeycomb front grille, the massive front grille, it kind of reminds us of the A-Star, if you do remember that hatchback, and it also has a combination of that swift presence as well. So I wouldn't say it's sporty, but definitely looks a lot more modern. It doesn't look like a workhorse car. So apart from the front grille being imposing, you look at the headlamps, they are swept back and they look very modern as well, and they also complement the design itself. Yes, it uses halogen bulbs, but most of the vehicles in this segment do use, so that's nothing new about it. But if you take a closer look at its direct rival, the only rival rather, the Renault Kwid, it does offer DRLs, LED DRLs, and over here you can see there are no options there, so that is a bit of a take over there we thought Maruti could have gotten. But apart from that, you see the front bumpers itself, again it reminds you of that Swift-ish kind of a look because it's very edgy, it is a bit aggressive, and honestly it gives it a very nice look. You look at the side profile itself, it again looks a lot more mature, and I'm going on using that word mature because you look at the roofline itself, it's a lot more contoured, it's a lot more balanced, it looks a lot more pleasing to the eyes. The 800 Alto, which is still available in the market, has a very sharp drop at the C-pillar area. That's not the case with this Alto. But moving forward, very clean design. It has a bit of character lines running across, nothing too imposing, but also nothing too dull either. Coming to the wheels, it comes standard with 13-inch steel wheels. Now a lot of people will say that is too small, but you got to keep in mind that the Alto 800 came with the 12-inch wheels, so this is a step up. And if you want to jazz up things further, in the accessories part, it does offer 13-inch alloy wheels as well. That is for roughly 6,699 per piece, which is actually a very decent price. So you can jazz up this car as well. So come, let's take a look at the rear now. So you can see that the rear is very clean, the profile, there's nothing cluttered about it. Even the rear lamps, they're simple, but they do stand out. So very Celerio inspired design. Now as the car is longer and also taller, that has translated into more boot space. So the boot space right now the K10 offers is 217 liters. Come, let's take a look and see. So you can see that the loading bay is a bit narrow and a bit high, but the luggage capacity itself, it's deep, so you can put in a couple of fairly decent sized bags. All in all, 217 liters is not a bad luggage capacity for a car of this segment. So we're inside the cabin of the brand new K10, and the first thing that we noticed was the headroom. Now we mentioned earlier that it is a taller and a longer vehicle than the Alto 800 because the platform is different. So you have a lot more headroom space, which is a really good thing. But if you're into gadgets, well, you can't go beyond the brand new 7-inch touchscreen. Now it does come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so that's a huge advantage and a boon for a car of this segment. It also offers front power windows. Now this we're talking about the VXI Plus trim, that's the top of the line trim, and the front power window switches, they're right below the touchscreen right here. And of course you get your AC controls and then the vent controls, the regular stuff you get. What the Alto now comes is with steering mounted switches. So you can control your infotainment system, and also you can receive and cut calls according to whatever you wish. So that is another very helpful feature that Maruti has introduced. It gets an all new digital console. It's a very simple but again very helpful, because of course you have your regular speedometer, fuel gauge, but on top of that it also shows you distance to empty tank, then it shows you fuel efficiency, the average, as well as the instant average. So again, really helpful stuff. Oh yeah, we forgot the center console also gets a USB port. It gets an auxiliary port as well, which is something nowadays you don't see, and of course a 12-volt socket. So it's fairly substantially equipped. You really can't complain much about it. The seats are quite firm. That is a good thing. Then of course you're going to put an upholstery there according to your requirements. So again, you really can't complain much about it. So we mentioned it's supposed to be more spacious. So let's take a look at the back and see how spacious it is. So before we even get to the space, the first thing that we noticed is getting in and out of the cabin is extremely easy. So if you have elderly parents or relatives at home, well, it is going to be a boon for them. There's just plenty of space. You can see there's so much of knee room. I have absolutely nothing to complain about. I can even slide my feet underneath the front seat. I'm sitting as comfortably as I can, and I really have no complaints at all. In terms of 3 adults sitting here, well, the middle seat or the middle passenger will have a bit of a tight squeeze, but the floorboard is not that pronounced, so it's fairly all right. I don't have a problem with the backrest either, because it is a little bit on the straighter side and I prefer it like that. All in all, you really again cannot flaw anything as such when it comes to space as well. But yeah, I forgot one thing to mention, that the Alto K10, the top of the line variant again, is the first car in the segment to offer 4 speakers. So it is fairly equipped, it is very spacious. What more do you need? So we are behind the steering wheel of the Alto K10, and the one variant that we are driving is the AMT version. This is the top end version, and we all know how the transmission works. It quickly upshifts to ensure that it is extremely fuel efficient, and fuel efficient it is, because the AMT one returns 24.90 kilometer per liter according to Maruti or ARAI figures. The manual, on the other hand, returns around 24.39. So it is extremely fuel efficient. You have to get used to the AMT gearbox. But in all honesty, we all know also that Maruti has fine-tuned this gearbox a lot, and it's not as jerky as it used to be when it used to shift the gears. It's a lot more smoother. So it's not a a tough gearbox to live with. You just have to get used to it. That's it. And after that, it's all smooth sailing. At the end of the day, it's all about convenience, and that is exactly what this AMT variant is all about. Now coming to the engine, now it has a 66 bhp of output and 89 Nm of torque. That's more than ample pace, and the power, it's quick, it responds well, and it is quite zippy, especially if you have either you opt for the 5-speed manual gearbox, or you just opt for the manual mode in the AMT, either which ways. So the gear shifts are a bit short, so it responds really well, and you really have no reason to complain about when it comes to power. On top of that, it's a light car thanks to the hard tech platform. So the power to weight ratio is much better than its previous generation. And all in all, it's a great car. If you're looking for that one value for money car that ticks all the boxes, this is that car. And the ride quality itself, it's all about comfort. Even if you're sitting in the back, it's not like you go over a pothole and you have that jarring effect. Nothing of that, so it cushions quite well. And really, Maruti has done their job extremely well. They've done their homework extremely well. It feels also like a modern car. There's not really much more you need. It ticks virtually all the boxes. As it's an all-new Alto K10, it also comes with safety features. It comes with ABS and EBD, and comes standard with 2 airbags. So Maruti has covered those bases as well. So we have driven the brand new Maruti Suzuki Alto K10. It is one of the most anticipated vehicles in the market. But will it change the entry-level hatchback segment? We certainly do think so. Maruti also does. And it has been number one for 16 consecutive years. So there is a reason why it is the most value for money vehicle. Now it starts at 3.99 lakhs and goes over 5.8 lakhs. Now the 3.99 lakhs is the most affordable vehicle in the segment, but you got to keep in mind it does not come with AC or power steering. That's the reason why the Quid offers a bit more equipment. But apart from that, if you look at the other trims, they're all more or less at par with each other. The advantage, of course, Maruti has, it stands for reliability. It has the most extensive network in the country. And on top of that, it is also the most fuel efficient vehicle available. You go for the AMT or the manual, they both are extremely fuel efficient. Now, you've also got to keep in mind, Maruti has spiced up things. They're actually introducing 2 different customization options and over 100 accessories. So you really can't go wrong with it. It is a more spacious car. It is more powerful, but not at the cost of fuel efficiency. So if you're looking at a vehicle in this segment, we suggest you go to the nearest Maruti dealer, take a spin, and let us know what you think about the new Alto K10. If you haven't already subscribed our channel, please do so, because we would love to hear from you. What do you think of Maruti's new hatchback?